Hey, what's going on, people? This your boy CJ here from the Zone 18 podcast. We on here tonight. We're gonna have some good topics we talking about. And of course, I'm getting joined by Ahmad, and then
What up?
also I'm
What
getting
up?
joined by Stan tonight. You know what I mean?
What's going on?
So, Ahmad, what you want to talk about, man? It's been a hell of a
Oh
week in
man, we got
WWE, man. You know,
it definitely has been a hell of a weekend in WWE. We're gonna start with the night one that we got from WWE. First thing we're just gonna knock off this list is that Roman Reigns Jey Uso match with Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. Now, when it came to that match, I thought it was a 5 out of 5 classic, and I'm not just saying that because Roman's the tribal chief, but it was just how everything went through. How Roman took a spear for his cousin, where back in when we first seen Roman come out being that tribal chief big dog, he was not going to take that spear, but now he's out here looking after his cousin and putting Jay over by just letting them get that splash. I want to hear y'all's takes on that as well.
me personally, I mean, it was a good match, right? But I just felt as though we knew. I'm getting tired of the predictability. Like, of course, a man took your shoes, so you had to go revenge that. You know what I mean? Like,
Took him again on
so
Monday Night Raw.
right, and then
Yeah.
we'll get to that part of you get your shoes snatched again. You feel me? But Roman did his thing in that night, and it just shows me how
The growth.
Jay needs his brother back, in my opinion. Whereas, the Yeeton is all cool, but he needs to be back in a tag team because to me, I just feel like every time I see him, he's winded. He just he's the main event Jey Uso, but it's just words can't explain how he's just not the best
The
that I
main
feel as though
event,
he could be at.
the main event is the entrance. But after the entrance, he is gassed out on his entrance. It's like Ultimate Warrior gassed out for real. I ain't never seen no shit like this before. But I agree with Amar. It was a 5 out of 5 match. It was a phenomenal match. He took
Well,
this
the
from
biggest
Roman.
thing
Roman took the spear. It was phenomenal.
Well, the biggest thing when it comes to that too, when it comes to Jay's entrance, like he does it like 3 times in one night. So you'll see him come out with the yeet, doing the yeet and everything like that. He'll stop it. Everybody would say one more time, and he gets up there, does it again. And then what really made me laugh, that was in the middle of the match, they decided to go for a yeet for that third one, and I'm like, if I'm Jay Uso, I'm stopping it after one. I'm not doing it over again because that's just taking so much out of him, making him so winded that it doesn't even make sense for him to keep going with it.
But to me, though, the problem with it is that's why we like him. If that makes sense to
Hmm.
y'all,
Mm.
like
No,
it's because
100%.
of the Yeeton. If he didn't have the cool entrance, would he really be the man? Because the
Mm.
entrance to me is what drives people to him.
If he ain't had a cool entrance, he'd be Big Jim, his brother. That's all. That's all. Just.
Don't compare him to Jim, man. Shout out to
Bi-
Jimmy Uso,
Doing him
man.
like Big
He's
Jim
a
is
good guy,
wrong.
man.
That's crazy. That's so wrong. Speaking of things that
But in my opinion,
seem kind of wrong,
they need each other though.
oh, 100%. And speaking of things that we didn't know that we needed, that we're seeing now that we're starting to really love, I'm starting to really love Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss coming together after they won that women's tag team championship against the Judgment Day of um, Rodriguez and fucking Roxanne Perez. They took those belts away from them. I was glad to see the tag team belts come off the Judgment Day because I feel like they were just holding them on for too long, not really doing touch with them. And now, me personally, I'm here with the hashtag their friends movement. I really do feel like they're friends over being rivals, but also got to get y'all's take on that too.
No, I thought like I first remember I told you I was going to a bathroom break when that match came on, but I actually watched it and I was like I enjoyed it and it works. I don't know how, but it damn sure works with them being paired together for real.
It
To
works.
me, I mean, I'm just mad it wasn't no strong bitches in that match. You know what I mean? You know what I
No,
mean?
there was one
Look at
strong
it.
bitch in that match, and it was Raquel Rodriguez. She's definitely a strong bitch. Hashtag strong bitches. But oh my God, we're joined by one of special
Oh,
guests coming out here today, the Roman Fiend herself, the big dog right now coming to the
Hey
podcast.
guys.
Also give us what the name of your podcast is, so everyone that's watching right now can get a little taste of yours, so they can see you in action on that one as well.
Hey guys, I'm Rainy Days. I am from the Level Podcast. We stream Sundays at 12 p.m. live-ish. on TikTok. Sorry, I went outside. Probably the wrong
We,
thing to transition to when it comes to light. But yeah, we stream on
it's okay.
YouTube
I'm doing
and
a lot from the cars.
Twitch.
Well, that was
So
the
YouTube
worst
and
So
plug
Twitch.
now,
ever.
Hey, you're lucky I came and joined. I just got off of work 5 minutes ago.
hey, we shout out for you being here. Now, what do you think about that Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss match with against the Judgment Day? How did you feel that one went?
I feel like that maybe they're tired of the championship being with um Raquel and Roxanne. I don't know if because Liv Morgan, I feel like Liv Morgan was more a present voice than Raquel, so it
They're
made the
being
tag
loud,
team work a
president.
little bit better. Like she was like the talker, and Raquel was the muscle. I mean, not Raquel. Yeah, Raquel was the muscle, but Roxanne, she has a little bit, but she's not as. I don't know if she's shy or whatever case may be. So I think they're
That's
really
extra
trying to find a
ambitious.
way to move the title around, and I didn't expect Charlotte Flair to be a person for a partnership, to be honest. She don't give partnership vibes. But for some reason her and Alexis is working. Like it actually kind of makes sense. Like they look great on Raw on Monday. Like as a team, they flow well. Charlotte had her little, she had her mojo back. She was all over the ring, She seemed like she was, just different than when she'd been the months before. So I think once they start calling each other friends is when they probably going to lose the title because they're going to have some type of situation that makes them not want to be friends anymore. So,
My thing is, how long are they going to have the titles? Because these women's titles play hot potato all the time, you know. And it's just like I don't understand why WWE. I mean, I guess I sound like a hater because it's just like, why can they not consistently book these tag team belts correctly? Why
I
can't they
mean,
find women tag teams to actually participate in there? Like tag teams in a whole suck in WWE if you look at
yeah, very true.
it. Like
Transition to the car. Sorry, and moving. I bet
100%.
Raquel and Liv been the longest tag team women's champion, right? Or the most?
yeah, they've been the most. I think they've been
Yeah,
the
they've
Okay.
belts what 4 times now. So
Yeah, they've been holding the belt the longest. I think they are so far out of the women's tag team, them being two-time women's tag team champions when it was Liv and Raquel. They've held the belt the longest before Roxanne came and helped out with that. But I think, like you said too, they wanted to get the belts off of them, off of the Judgment Day, because it's just like they weren't really doing too many matches with them or with those belts being on. And now
Those
that
are
they got him
awesome.
off of him, I'm wondering who's going to take the belts from Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, though. Is it going to be a new tag team that we haven't seen, or is it going to be the Judgment Day again? Because it seems like that's the only tag team you've got for the women's division.
to to me, that's the very predictable part of Liv Morgan's going to come back, and then her and Raquel going to get together again, and they're going to basically get the belts back again. Like
Yeah.
I, I'm
What
just
about the
not buying the
Kabuki
whole.
Warriors? What about them?
The
We
Asian
just haven't seen the
persuasion. That's
Kabuki
what I'm gonna
Warriors so
call them.
much. Asian
No, I
persuasion
Yeah,
is
mean,
but they
crazy.
put them they put them back together for a reason. So
that
Dan,
is
what's your take on
true,
this?
but they don't really have anybody to fight.
Y'all know I'm not a fan of the women's tag team division, so I ain't even gonna speak on it. But the Charlotte Flair Alexa Bliss thing worked. That's all I can say.
yeah, it works. It's really weird that it worked so well though. Like
Because I was going to the bathroom. I was like, it's my bathroom break for that match. I actually started watching. I was like, this is pretty good.
it was a good match. Like I was like,
It was.
then when she caught her at the end in the Sister Abigail, like it was like, okay, I see what
I
y'all
was
doing
like,
here.
that was a surprising match. It works.
It was action packed. I'll
100%.
give it that.
I think,
They gonna have to.
and going to our new, yeah, they're gonna have to do something with that. But going to our transition, I think the most predictable match that we've seen that night from night one was definitely the Sami Zayn versus Karrion Cross match, which also want to throw this out there because it's kind of like big news and everything like that. WWE is finally giving Karrion Cross a contract. I don't know if he signed one just yet with them, but they have given him a contract. So shout out to Karrion Cross. Definitely want to see him in there, especially that chant of "We want Cross" that most people thought was "We want Brock," but it was "We want Cross" chant. But I feel like that match out of all of them was the most predictable match there was. Like we know Sammy wasn't going to turn to the dark side, and that would have felt kind of sad and predictable.
I mean, honestly, I thought Karrion Kross was gonna win, and that's just my opinion because, again, he's a person who's organically getting over on his own, and they're treating him like how they treat black people in WWE, whereas they're not giving him the opportunity.
Shout out to the Street Profits. Shout out to R-Truth.
I just
Ron's killings.
right. It's just like I said, it was a good match in my opinion because I sat there and watched it, and I really was bought into the Karrion Kross theme there. But I would have I would have loved that he had got the W in that scenario, But hey, that's just me. I'm becoming a Karrion Kross fan. I don't know why. It's something about him that makes me actually watch him. Whereas at first, when he was with the Final Testament, I was kind of annoyed. Like, who is this?
Because it's
guy?
organic.
Now,
He's organically getting over. That's what you want because it's happening naturally.
yeah, right. So like I said, I'm glad he re-signed his contract, or they gave him a contract. Hopefully he re-signed it and he good to go.
Yeah, no, definitely with that one. Like I said, to me, that was the most predictable one. That was my bathroom break match and everything, just because I felt like when it comes to Sammy, I don't think we're ever going to see Sammy as a bad guy. And because Sammy doesn't work as a bad guy, he's always been this baby face that the crowd has loved. The crowd has like gotten over with him. So if you see Sammy as a bad guy, I don't know, it might work out too well, but I just don't see it happen as Sammy being a bad guy in any type of situations. I just see him more of staying as this baby face while Karrion's just going to still go over the top with everything. Now Karrion's going to be that guy that they put on a higher pedestal with it too, because the crowd is bobbing with him. Because I've heard more "We want Cross" chants than I've heard in a long time.
Sure. I need to do something with Sami Zayn because I'm over it. Like the whole "I'm not going to be bad, but I'm trying to be good" thing is like it was cool and all when it was him, Jay, and Cody. Like it made sense to that, but now even with the Karrion Kross being like kind of just done because he beat him. So what else is really there? Now he's fighting Rusev next week. Like it just seemed like. I guess because he doesn't want to take this new maybe character arc that they kind of just trying to figure out what to do with him. And it almost kind of seemed like he's kind of like resentful, which is why I think they might be trying to push him to be a heel because he's getting more resentful as he loses. Like, he was like, I got to lose the right way. The only the but it sounds like a serial killer explaining why he killed somebody because he think it's the right way. That's what it sounds like. That's really like it sounds like Jeffrey Dahmer explaining why he killed all the people he killed because he thought they taste good. Okay, I mean, yeah, chicken tastes good too, but doesn't mean I want to eat all of it. Like I just don't get why.
Sami
I'm over
Zayn.
Sami Zayn. He just needs
Sami
to do something
Zayn is
else.
now he's a mid Carter now. That's what he is. He's gonna be
Yeah,
stuck in mid court turmoil for a while.
But,
just need to take a
when you
break.
say that he's stuck as a mid card though, but who really are in the heavyweight championship picture when you really think about it? Because to me, when you look at SmackDown, all you have is I can't even name anybody.
You got
I just
Jimmy.
felt like
Why you name Jimmy?
Oh,
Jimmy.
not Jimmy, not Big Jim.
No,
Please,
not
you
Jimmy.
missed that one.
Not Jimmy.
Big Jim. His face may be a little bit tight, but he got potential.
Big Jim is an intercontinental guy that's going to go for that belt versus he go for a world heavyweight belt. They're not going to make him a face of a company anytime soon.
That's the same
Like the
thing they
biggest
said
names.
about Jay, man. Just saying.
Yeah, but with Jay, you can tell like, okay, they gave Jay the reins and he went well with it. Big Jim, we need to see him with that intercontinental because that's the same thing they did with Jey Uso though. They gave him an intercontinental or the US.
I'm gonna stop you right there, Maude. You know why Jay is over. We just talked about it before Ebony got on here. But if he wasn't yeeting, he wouldn't be nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's 100% true. That storyline worked for him.
If he wasn't yeeting, he'd be Big Jim. That's what he would
He
be.
beat Big Jim. That's what I'm saying. So when you give the right person the right tools, they have the possibility to be someone like if you asked somebody a year before Jay became main event Yeet that he was going to be main event Yeet, people would have laughed in your face. Like him winning that world heavyweight title was a laugh. No one thought he was going to beat Gunther. No one thought he was going to have the title for longer than basically a week. And he did all that because his persona became popular. If they give Big Jim the right tools, he has the potential to be the next Jacob or better than Solo. It's just they treat him like a fool. That's basically what it
Well,
is. Like,
the good thing I can
It
say
was
about
Crash Out, Jay.
is they say Big Jim is actually going to Raw now, so that's gonna give him fresh talent to
going
basically
with his
go
wife.
against.
Yeah,
Yeah,
of
pretty
course.
much. They like to keep the
And
couples together.
he'll be with his brother. That's what he needs to
Yep.
be.
The
Yeah,
real
because
tag
both
team about to come back.
is now. I'm not gonna lie. Think about what I said about the tag teams. To me, what was it? 2022, 2023, when you had the Street Profits versus the Usos a lot. Those matches to me were
Mhm.
classic matches. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
really enjoyed those matches. Like they made me say, "Wow, this is a tag team." You know, and
Or
I
when
just
it was the Usos going against the New Days, it was a classic. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but it was a classic when they went against the New Day. I think mostly with it too, though, it was the Usos' chemistry of them being not just brothers, but a great tag team together. That it
Mm-hmm.
just made everything work that way. Like it didn't matter who you put them across the ring with, they just vibed with it well because they were that good. But speaking of
Yeah.
vibes and speaking of things, we always got the movement of hashtag strong bitches out here because we seen Tiffany Stratton retaining her world heavyweight championship against Jade Cargill, the strongest bitch of them all in the WWE right now, where it wasn't even seem like it was a close match though. Like that one, honestly, that seemed like it was Tiffany's worst title defense. But that's just my opinion on that. Like that was her
so
worst defense against Jade.
if you look at that match, they booked that match because they had to book that match because Jade was the queen of the ring. And now it seems like they're kind of, in my opinion, they feel like they're giving up on her. Whereas in that push when she first got there, it was a push, push, push. Let's do this, let's do that. But I think she's not progressing the way they want her to progress. So now
Not
they're
at all.
basically about to drop her to the mid card.
She,
She
Yeah.
like I
done
said,
had
she can't
two.
wrestle.
Yeah, she done had two major PLEs, not including Evolution. But we think about WrestleMania and SummerSlam. She dropped the ball in both aspects. Her match with Naomi should have been way better at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
WrestleMania than it was. Evolution was kind of better, but Naomi made that match. Jay did. She wrestled, but the chemistry, the dirtiness, it made Naomi was the better option, which is why she got the better push. And that match was like 6 minutes. Like for it to be
They,
a women's championship match, it shouldn't have been as short. It was like almost. I went in the kitchen because I needed. I came back. The match was done. Like what happened? Like
It
all
was
the
seven
talk and all
it was 7 minutes and
seven
47 seconds.
Jade
exactly.
Cargill
Like
is like gold. She's
crazy.
like Goldberg. She can only wrestle for like 7, 8 minutes. She can't have no long matches with nobody. She
She's the
can't.
Shaq of
She
WWE. Is
can't.
what
She
she
can't have long
It's
is.
matches.
like it's like I said before, and I'll say again. It's what I kept saying. When people looked at me and said I was crazy, they kept saying, "Oh no, Ahmad, you're not right for that. You can't say that about her. She can't wrestle. She's only
No,
there because she's strong and she can lift people up. It's because she's a strong bitch,
strong
so
bitches.
she can lift people up
And also
and
because of the way she
slam them.
looks.
That's it. And
She
yeah, I
she
guess. But
That's a
she
hot,
has the
strong
look.
bitch.
I mean,
it is.
she has the look. That's the crazy thing, you
Yeah,
know.
she has
Like
the look, but she just doesn't have the rest of it.
Her
she
mic
has the
skills
she
mid.
has the
Her wrestling skills
potential.
mid.
Yeah, she just needs to be developed more. I think
Just like
so.
whatever.
what
Do
did
you
they do
guys
with
think
her
she
in
should have went to
AEW?
NXT?
In
No, this is what I'm
AEW,
about to say.
they did nothing with her.
But do y'all think she should have went to NXT first before she went to the main roster?
Most definitely, yes, she wasn't ready
Yes,
to go to,
100%.
to the main roster.
The only reason
Yeah.
they put her on the main roster is just because she was the biggest name in the free agency at that moment. So they felt like they had to put her on the main roster. When we look back at it now, from when she got into WWE until now, she should have been in NXT to get a little
Yes,
bit more development in before she came up to the roster. So that way she knew what she was doing. So her mic skills would have been better. If she was paired with Shawn Michaels, that would have been a great pairing for her. But she didn't get paired with him to help out with that. And now we're seeing the fruits of her labor just being as, oh, when she was with Bianca, she was good as a tag team, but now she can't hold herself as a solo. So it's like this point, why keep her there? Send her back ass back to AEW if she can't wrestle. I mean, that's the end of
Now,
what I got on that.
Ahmad, I like what you just said. Something to piggyback. I want everybody to give Shawn Michaels a clap because I don't know what the fuck he doing down there at NXT with them women, but he gets them to
That's
where
that
they
clap.
need to be. I don't know what is he doing with them, like because
strong
these
bitches.
NXT women are really put together, you know, and then they get
Yeah,
to the main roster and it's like Triple H just forgets what they were, you know. That's just my 2 cents on that one. Like, all I say, shout out to Shawn Michaels. You know, he's the GOAT.
Very big shout out to Shawn Michaels. But speaking of shout outs, I also want to give a big shout out to Jelly Roll for actually getting into a match in a WWE match. Unfortunately, though, he lost to Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul with the help of Randy Orton. It was a big surprise and tag team match that was there. I think Jelly Roll also in one interview that they did with him, that he said he wanted to lose the match. He did not want to win because he didn't want to be like every other celebrity that comes in and wins a match. So shout out to him for even competing in that match, slimming himself down to compete in that match. But at the same time, I feel like the partner they had with Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre with Randy Orton, Jelly Roll, it just wasn't really going to be a great matchup to begin with on those two, with that setup.
I mean, I give it to him. 200 pounds he lost in the last year. You know, like, that's amazing. Like, I would like to get him on the line because I've been trying to lose weight my whole life. You know, I don't know how he did it. Like, yeah, like I want his diet plan. You know what I mean?
It's
Like,
crazy.
do I gotta get in the wrestling ring in order to lose weight? If that's what I gotta do, that's what I'm about to do. You know what I mean? But it was definitely a better match than what I thought it was, though. To be
It
honest,
was way better than what I thought it was going to be, and it wasn't bad for what it was. It wasn't.
Yeah.
I mean, even though he kept holding himself when everybody was when he was going to dive over top of him and whatnot, he set the spots up, but he did the best he could.
Yeah.
And I would say, yeah, definitely being in a match where, like I said, he was out of his element and comfort zone and all that stuff. Big shout out to Jelly Roll for just competing as well, because you don't have many people that are gonna jump into that type of match with
No.
those level of superstars, and even with Logan Paul too. Like, I hate to say it because I'm not a Logan Paul fan or anything like that,
I hate
but
Logan Paul.
when I first thought he came to WWE, I thought he was just going to be like, oh, another celebrity is going to be in and out. But he has proved himself as a WWE superstar, so I do give him that as well
He
too.
can wrestle.
Don't like
I
him though,
mean,
but he
He
can
can
wrestle.
wrestle. He can wrestle.
yeah, he definitely could wrestle. You know,
Mhm.
like, he surprises me. Like, I don't like him personally. You know, he's like on that Lyra Valkyria. You know how I feel about her. You know what I mean?
Hey,
That's how I
chill
feel
out about my
Logan
girl. Lyra,
Paul. Oh, yeah.
don't you dare ever disrespect Lyra Valkyria and compare her to Logan Paul because Bird Person, aka Bird Daughter, Lyra Valkyria, this new arc they gave her with the whole Becky Lynn and Bailey, that was the best version of her I've seen since she's a great wrestler. She has the
Yeah.
skill, she didn't have the character, but this character,
Yeah.
that match, her match and Becky match was arguably one of the best matches out of the two. Like, they gave a match. Like, zip tied, what? Breaking the zip tie with a fire hydrant? What? Like, what?
I'm gonna let you hold that thought right there because we're gonna
Like,
get into that one too. I don't want to go too far ahead into that because that's a lot to talk about in that match itself. But the big thing that I want to talk about that we talk about in night one that shocked the world, I think is was big, even bigger than the night two that we're gonna talk about later on in this
I think I'm about to
clip
say Seth Rollins.
was CM Punk winning the World Heavyweight Championship against Gunther. That
That shocked
was,
the
I
world.
think, was a beautiful moment. It was a great moment. And I just want to get y'all's take on that before we get into
I just
the
want to
other part
know
of what happened in that fight.
who called that? Who called that months ago, my Oracle? You know what I mean? I told you that shit was gonna happen. I was like, he gonna win it, and Seth Rollins gonna fucking take it from him. And you was like, nah. I'm telling you that shit gonna happen.
And yeah, that brings up that point of Seth freaking Rollins
It
coming
was
in and
predictable.
stealing it from that. CJ, what do you got to say on that one? Because I know you want to jump in that.
All I'm gonna say is that's my man. I was having
It
this
was
conversation.
predictable.
I was having this conversation with Ahmad earlier when I said to him, I think Seth Rollins is my favorite wrestler at this moment. I was like, I don't know what it is about him, but when I see him pop on the screen, it's entertaining. It might be predictable, but the shit is funny and entertaining whenever I see that dude, man. And like, I just, you know, I'm sad that CM Punk had to go down the way he had to go down, right? But like, to Reigns' point, it was predictable. We knew that he was going to come out there. We knew that was going to happen, but we still were like kids that, oh my God, it's going on, it's going on.
When he dropped the crutch, I went the fuck off. I was like, man, I fucking knew it.
Now, obviously, of course, this is going to be like a predictable question to ask here. Do you guys think that CM Punk should have a longer title reign, or do you think because the moment where it was at, with the way Seth Rollins did it, that it was actually pure more cinema because he did it that way versus coming out and waiting until maybe like a Raw or another PLE to try to
No,
come and
that
cash
shit
that
was
money in the bank in.
terrible. He couldn't have did no better place than did at SummerSlam.
Correct. My thing of it is
I,
though, how does CM Punk not feel like he's getting shitted on though? Like
he
that's
He
is
just won
my
the championship. He just won the belt.
he's
He was champion.
he he's the black sheep of the WWE, and especially I said this on my podcast, especially with WWE Unreal coming out, you can tell that how they feel about CM Punk. And then even his real relationship with Seth Rollins, like you can tell, like I was hurt when he lost, like, and I knew he was gonna lose, but it still hurt me because he deserved it. He deserved to have that championship for longer than most of them had that championship, and it's like he keep getting dicked around by the powers
yeah.
to be because I don't know if they think it's still funny or it works for them, but from the moment Seth Rollins pretended to break his leg with LA Knight, aka Team Rock, it was like set in stone. It was like, okay, yeah, CM Punk about to get teased again. Like you knew, and then the moment, the real emotion that he portrayed, like I felt like I lost the title that night, and I just feel bad for CM Punk. I'm hoping that they give him his redemption and let him take the title from Seth because he deserved it. Like, come on,
Oracle,
like it just doesn't make
do
any
a fact
sense.
check.
They,
Before you say anything, do a fact check on this. Did Drew McIntyre have a longer reign with the World Heavyweight Championship than CM Punk? Because I want to say it's yes, because I feel like Drew McIntyre had like a few more minutes longer than CM
Yeah, a
Punk,
couple more
which
It was a
minutes.
just
little longer. His
which is
celebration
just
was longer. His celebration
which
was
is a
longer.
little which is a cherry on top of that, because then it goes back to, if it is longer, once we get that fact check in, it's gonna make it a cherry on top, because this is the same man that did that to Jeff Hardy back when he was in wrestling. So for me, watching CM Punk lose that title was a bittersweet moment. Yes, I want to CM Punk to keep it, but I also laughed like Seth Rollins when I seen it happen, because I thought about what happened to Jeff Hardy, and I was like, you reap what you fucking sow.
No, because Seth Rollins deserved to win the title after lying to everybody for weeks about his injury.
No, of course
Like
not.
he
Of course not.
like or
But
after dicking both Roman Reigns and CM Punk over, or like the list goes on with Seth. Don't get me wrong,
no,
what
no,
Peter said was right. He is probably right now one of the best wrestlers on the card. Like he
no.
is when he comes out, you know he's a powerhouse, but. Y'all playing my
okay,
man
so
CM Punk.
Seth Rollins, I mean not Seth Rollins, I'm sorry. Drew McIntyre had the belt for 5 minutes and 47 seconds. CM Punk had the belt for 5 minutes and 10 seconds. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So it was
Drew
so
short.
McIntyre
so
couldn't wait.
Drew McIntyre and had a longer run than CM Punk. And like I said, for my man Jeffrey Hardy, at the time when he won that World Heavyweight Championship, we're going back in the day on this one too. We're hitting the vault on that one. When CM Punk came and cashed it on that, I was just thinking back in my head, like in the back of my head, I was like, man, this storytelling, if Jeff Hardy would have came out or been in the crowd on that one, I know he would have been busting out laughing too at CM Punk, because that was terrible for him. But at the same time, you reap what you sow when you do it to somebody else back in the day, and now karma comes back. Plus, to get back to what you said too, he talked crap about that company for 10 years straight. 10 years he
Yeah.
put them down. He threw them in the dirt. He said they were nothing. He called Triple H idiot. An idiot. He just said he was gonna go down once Vince was gone. So now that he came back, you really think he was gonna sit there? They're gonna be like, "Oh yeah, sure, Punk. We're gonna give you the title for longer." Like, yes, I wish he held the title for longer, but no, they're gonna keep digging him around, because they got to get all that 10 year of animosity and hate that he had towards them back out on him, so that he can feel it. Which sucks for
All
him,
right.
of course. But hey, you reap what you sow.
But his
So
animosity was 100% correct because the company dicked him for years. You can't be upset. You can't have somebody work for you and be a disgruntled employee and not expect them to air out the dirty laundry. And so much so that they came to agreement that they had to bring him back because he was literally his comeback was literally one of the most live television events that year. So he is an asset to the company. But if, I'm not going to be continue to be nice if I keep getting spit in the face. Like, let's just call
right.
he deserves it. He's a wrestler. He has the performance. He has the fan base. No matter how you feel about Brock Lesnar, I'm not getting that yet, but Brock Lesnar is back and he's done things that probably shouldn't bring him back to the company. But CM Punk
We'll go.
always gets the last laugh, and it's just
So
like
let's say this
of
though.
all the
Well, so how we talk about the short title reigns, I just want to throw this fun fact out here that I just learned. Andre the
Mm,
Giant on February the 5th, 1988, held the belt for 1 minute. He won the
damn.
belt from Hulk Hogan. gave the belt to the $1 million man
Yeah,
1 minute later.
yep. Hey,
You know what I mean?
thank you, my oracle.
Shout out to the $1 Million Man. Right now that we got through night one, let's talk about night two and its biggest matches out there. First, we have to give a big shout out, a big hand to the women's world champion Naomi, as she defended her belt against Rhea Ripley and Io Sky in a triple threat match. I thought that was really good for all three of them. Naomi got to come out with her father playing her in on the guitar. I thought that was a great moment just for her and her dad as well. Rhea Ripley comes out, and when we think that Rhea Ripley is going to finally win it, she's going to finally steal one from Io Sky, that she gets robbed by Naomi. And I think that Naomi definitely deserves to hold that belt a little bit longer because she is the hottest women's heel that it is right now. And I hope she holds that title for a little bit longer so she can proceed with caution.
I think agree. Shout out to Naomi. I'm glad that she won because she deserves this arc she's on. It's her heel arc is perfect. It gets better and better and better. But I'm gonna be honest, I really didn't really care for the match that well. I felt like the match that Rhea and Io had an evolution where Naomi cashed in was a lot better than a triple threat match that I thought had no DQ, and like they had
100%.
room to make that match a little bit better. Like again, in transparency to the match later on between Becky and Lara, like there was no dirtiness really about it. Naomi played around a little bit on the outside of the ring. They chased her around a little bit, and then she got her with the underwear slip. I just expected just a little bit more excitement from the high flyer and from Rhea. Like I wanted to see somebody jump off of something, and I wanted to see it get a little bit more gritty. But it was overall a still decent match, and I'm happy Naomi kept her title.
I'm just glad a black person won on pay per view. I mean, on PLE. I'm happy about
Triple H does not hate black people. As
that.
somebody, as this Oracle would like to say out here, he hates black people, but not this time. So if you guys had to rate that match, I'm going to start it down the list. CJ, what would you give that match on that one?
I'm sorry.
You're mute.
I would give that. I would give that match. I would give it a 3 out of 5. I really want to
Okay.
give it a 2. I really want to give it a 2 out of 5, but a 3 out of 5. That's what I would give it.
All right. Stan, what you got? What you got on that one?
I'm going 3 out of 5.
3 out of 5. Rain, same thing. 3 out of 5.
2.5 out of 5.
I think okay. Majority of votes on this one is 3 out of 5. I give it also like a 3 out of 5. It could have been better. It wasn't the worst match that we've seen out there for sure, but it could have
Yeah.
been better. I feel like it should have been longer too, but this is the same thing that we said. Now, this brings up an interesting point too. When we talk about the Jay Cargill and Naomi match, it seems like every Naomi match so far has been short. And I feel like they need to give her a little bit longer of matches so that way she can do a little bit more with her talent because she is the best women's wrestler right now.
Yeah.
But anyways, then we go into that chaotic six-man TLC match where the Wyatt Six came back victorious, regaining the belt. Now, how do we feel about that match? Because I'm not gonna lie, that was it was chaotic to say the least. But I'll let
I
y'all
had
go on that one.
such high hopes for that match. It was good, but I think it should have been longer. Like they cut the shit too short for me for real. Like they was working their way to about a 4.5, but to me it ended with a 3.5.
It was a good match. You could definitely tell they had that whatever deal they had on the chairs because it was chairs all over SummerSlam both nights.
Chairs and Slim Jim
Like it was
tables.
chairs everywhere. Like they had a
It was
surplus
a
of
cheer
chairs. You get
galore.
a chair, you get a chair, you get a chair. Yeah. So someone should check on old girl that got hurt, the one of the
Oh
girlfriends,
yeah,
because
homeboy
Shorty
wife.
really got
She
hurt.
took a hard
Yeah.
bump on that one.
Yeah, like that was like I thought they was gonna like stop the match because it looked like she was gone. But yeah, I do agree with Stan. It should have been. I don't know. It just felt. And same thing with you, Amar. It felt like it was like chaotic. Like it was too much all of a sudden, and they didn't know what to do. Like it didn't seem as structured in the past as it used to be. Like you had to kind of focus everywhere at the same time instead of focus on like certain things at a certain time, and then I don't know. And then the women was getting involved, and they was trying to get the titles, which I thought shouldn't have been even an option. But I mean, obviously things have changed, so it could have flowed better. Could have
When they
flowed
had that
better.
ladder match on SmackDown, that was fine. That's one of the best ladder matches I've ever seen in my life for real. And I really thought it was gonna live up to that, but it didn't.
Yeah.
Now, did y'all think it was too much because it was a TLC match, or it was just too much because it was just like
It
cheers
was too many
galore
teams.
and too many
It was too
teams?
many teams. I felt like they could have been cool with 3, maybe 4.
Hmm.
But what was it? It was 6 of them, right?
It was
Yeah,
If I'm
six,
Six,
not,
yeah,
but
it
we've had
was
6-man
six.
tag teams in the past, though.
I just
It
felt
was
Hardy
like
a
it was
six
Boys,
too
man
Edge
many.
and
TLC.
Christian, 3D. I feel like we've had more than 3 teams in a TLC match before.
Street
But I
Profits
don't
still
think,
haven't won on the PLE yet. I don't know what the hell going on with this.
I feel like they just
Sorry,
came up for the last idea last minute and was like, let's just have a TLC match. We need
Just
one
throw
more
all them in
match.
there and see what happens.
Yeah, that's what it seemed like. Like they didn't really think it through, and that's why it looked unorganized. They were just
I
like,
was
"Hey, this
waiting for
looks good. Let's put it in there."
someone to come out and say Triple H hates black people again, but I guess we're gonna just he's not saying it on
Well,
that one, so
I
we'll be good on that.
mean, the New Day put on that.
He
Yeah,
loves
no,
Samoans.
yeah, we'll get into that one. But the man, Becky Lynch won her Intercontinental Championship against Lyra Valkyria with an assist, of course,
Yeah, are
from
you ready?
Bailey. And I would just want to get your all's opinion on that one because I feel like that match itself, definitely a 4.5 match. It could have been a 5, but it was definitely a 4.5. That was a really good match with the kendo sticks. I had a little bit of deja vu of Orton Cena there when they did the kendo sticks on there with the zip ties and everything like that. But what do y'all think on that match? How did y'all think that one played out?
I told you when we was texting each other, I was like, "That's gonna be my bathroom break match." But I ended up watching it, of course, and I was like, "It was a 4-star match." I mean, I fucked with Becky Lynch. I ain't gonna lie to you. I think, I mean, I really do.
Yeah. You know what I don't understand is why it makes sense that they should put Becky in the Vision. You know, that whole stable
Mhm.
with Seth Rollins and them. It seemed like she would be a part of that and she would be good at that because they're all currently heels at the time. And she has the belt, he has the belt. Everybody knows they're in a relationship together. So I just feel like it would be a good, a good pairing.
I mean, yeah,
Uh,
no, that'd definitely be a good fit there for them. But also at the same time too, I feel like with that what that little group they got going on there, you throw the man Becky Lynch in there, I feel like she kind of gets shadowed out because of the bigger names that in there they want to build back up. So it's kind of like I'm glad she's not in there because yeah, she would go great with her husband, with Braun Breaker, with the big Bronson Reed. But at the same time, she could honestly outshadow 2 of those guys or be in the shadow of all 3 of them, especially that group start getting better and better too. So I think I'm kind of glad she's not in that in a sense.
yeah, because it's going to take away from her stardom, like as much a substitute for her husband, and it's not fair to her or him for them to be dependent on each other. They both are both equally star quality in their own. I think
I
the
still think the
separation of
man is
them gives
better.
them, so. But
But shout out
as
to the
far as
bird
the
woman.
match goes, I agree with you guys. I thought it was a great match. I think we could have did without the Bailey of it all, to be honest. I mean, I get why she was there, but I think Bailey being in the match really didn't help it in any way. All it did
You
was
didn't
help
like
Lyra
BBL Bailey?
lose. No, 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 I didn't. I didn't think she was needed this time. Like not this time. Like she could have
No BBL
stayed
Bailey. That's
backstage.
crazy.
Like
Well,
then the whole
you gotta
like I
think
didn't.
about it. They put Bailey into that scenario to basically further her story. Whereas then now it seems like it's gonna be her versus Becky. Which we go back to a predictable booking again. But that's what it seems like the next arc for her is her going against Becky for the title. They're gonna fight for months and months and months, and then once the months are over, she's gonna drop the belt. And when she drops the belt, that's when the Bird Woman's gonna get the belt back again, but she's gonna get it back from Bailey this time,
Okay.
not Becky. Yeah, I can't stand
Bailey,
Stan,
Bailey.
yeah. Bailey, I can't win the title. Hold the title, save my life, Bailey. Okay.
Stan, you got anything on that one?
No, good, like I said, good match. I gave it a 4. Good match.
Speaking of matches that seem like they're going to be good matches, but to me felt kind of, I don't know, in the mid-tier part of it all was the Solo Sikoa regaining his United States Championship from Jacob Fatu. I feel like that match could have been better, but what we got was, eh.
Yep, that's what we got. And Jacob Fatu breaking fake Party City handcuffs. Yep, that's what we
Yeah,
got.
I mean,
I fuck. I fucks with Jacob Fatu, but it could have
I
been
do.
better. It could have been better. But I think Jacob Fatu is probably gonna win the Royal Rumble next year. I'm not gonna lie to you.
They need to give them. They need to really stop the bloodline story. Like they just need
Mm.
to. It's just not what it was. Like they keep fighting each other. Then they're gonna be cool again at some point. And then you keep adding these people like tall dude, taller tongue. You know what I mean?
Is the
Like he's just
Every
NWO
time I
there,
alive
s-
My
again?
man.
MFTs.
Is the
Right.
NWO?
every
It's just
time
Hold
I
on.
see him, I think of, and this is gonna go into UFC mode here, but I think of Conor McGregor looking at someone going, "Who the fuck is this guy?" Because every time I see him, that's what I think in my head. Because he gives me no pop. He gives me like he seems like a generic character. He seems like something you would make in WWE 2K25. It's just like hey, he's tall, he's big, he's a Samoan. That's about it to
so
me.
they have no or. That group has no or. If you look at it, like
Yeah.
No.
JC Mateo, they say he was a bad
He ain't
man.
even
Everywhere else he
Samoan. The
was.
motherfucker say he not even Samoan.
He family by association. He
He's
like
not
cousin.
part of the bloodline.
He a play cousin. He a
He's
play cousin.
Naomi.
Yeah,
He play cousin.
like I just,
I think they missed the ball at SummerSlam because I thought this is what I thought. I thought that they were going to allow Jay and Roman to come out because their first match the first night was so like it was at the beginning. It was kind of short. So I thought, especially when Jimmy came out with the black and red on, he had the red scarf on. I thought they was going to give us like that temporary moment of them helping because they was there by convenience, but it kind of just basically repeated what they did on SmackDown to Jimmy. Like it just basically was like a repeat of the same exact thing. And then you waited till after the match was over to lock Jacob in the ring with these other three dudes, and all of a sudden he then got the Tasmanian Wolverine powers, whatever he got, and now he taking everybody out. I just didn't understand the whole thing.
Nah,
Like,
it was crazy.
like, it was just
I
Crazy.
can say one thing. Watching Unreal showed me how like they control the cameras. What we see and what we don't see. And whoever was the cameraman that night fucked up. Because you gotta think, we had to see the replay to see how he got off the cage. We didn't
Yeah.
see it in that shock and awe moment, like, oh shit,
Yeah.
he did it. We saw the replay, like, hold up, this nigga just was tied up. Wait a minute, how the fuck? You know what I mean? We saw the replay. So
by
How does
sheer
werewolf?
that,
will. The
yeah,
werewolf kicked in. He was just like,
How
yeah,
did
yeah, yeah,
how did
yeah, yeah,
how
but
does
never
werewolf
do.
get it?
hashtag.
Speaking of yeah. Where has he been at? That's what I want to know. Where is yeah? Because
He's,
we ain't
he's
hear from
hurt.
the bro in
Still
a
hurt.
minute.
He hurt, but you see his brothers is there doing what they do. The Box
Nothing.
King and the tall dude. You feel me?
That's right. No aura, no pop from them. And then we get into the final night of night two. One for
Night
me
one.
that was bittersweet. The end of night two. The bittersweet moment for me, the one that really hits home right now. We seen the never seen 17 John Cena lose his title to Cody Rhodes in what I think was a great match for both of them. You got to see Super Cena come out, and then now we got to see what I like to call Super Cody come out. What are your guys' takes on that?
John Cena's still the best, man. That's all I'm not a John Cena fan, but his heel turn made me a fan. I never liked him in the 20, 25 years of him wrestling.
Yeah,
I didn't
he
like
did.
nothing about him. I wasn't a fan. I wasn't sold, and
Yeah.
him turning heel sold me. And then I'm not going to lie. That match was probably the best match I have seen in a long time between Cody and Cena. Did I think there was going to be some shenanigans in it? Yes, of course. We all thought it was going to be shenanigans. We all thought The Rock was going to come, turn Cody over and, things of that nature. But that was probably one of the best matches. Like, I really sat through that whole match, like, as like a kid, like, just like, holy shit, he's beat his ass. Oh, they're doing this. Oh, they're doing it. Like, it was very entertaining for me. I'll give that match a out of 5. I'll give that match. I'll give that a 10 out of 5. Like,
That's probably one of the
Like,
best matches I ever seen. And for John Cena to be the age that he is, to put on that kind of match and whatnot, it was phenomenal. I did want to see Homelander Cody. I'm not gonna lie to you, but it didn't. It didn't happen. But I'm okay with it.
I just was amazed that we could see John Cena because we can't see him. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
I saw him that night. I'll tell you that. You know what I mean?
And going into it, I was like, because that WrestleMania match sucked. I'm like, this shit ain't gonna be good, but it was
And I was gonna actually get into my next question. Did you guys feel like it was better than their WrestleMania match that they had with this
50 times better.
SummerSlam match?
50 times better. They stole
Most
I
that
thought the
because
definitely.
that
match was better, but I don't think the outcome was better, to be honest. I
So you
don't,
I-
so you think that
yeah.
Cena should have kept the belt?
I think Cena should have stayed heel. I felt like it was a compromise. I feel like he had to turn great in order for Cody to win, but I don't think he needed to. I think he could have been heel and still gave a good match. Now I did see with my own eyes what Stan said is correct. You can definitely tell he's old. Like you can definitely tell this is taking a toll on his body because when he was on
Mm.
the top rope holding Cody, my man was shaking like a leaf. I ain't know what was, I thought he was about to
yeah,
he was
yeah, them knees was
like you can
buckling. They
tell
would.
yeah, it's
He looked.
physically a toll
He
on
looked like
him.
me after leg day. It was
Yeah,
bad. He
it
looked
was
like me after leg day, just waking and shaking. I'm like, oh man, Cena can't be up there. But I do agree, Ren. I feel like Cena should have kept the belt on this one and maybe dropped it at the end of that a couple more weeks or anything like that or
exactly.
Clash. I don't think that Cody should have
And they could have
won it back just yet.
yeah, and they could have gave it to Cody. I'm not saying that Cody shouldn't have been the champion in the end. I just felt like if you really think about it, he's only been heel since February and is now August, beginning of August. That's in a 10-month tour, like why didn't you carry it to even past Brock Lesnar? Like if you were going to do the thing to introduce Brock Lesnar at the end of a street fight match, that's the first thing. This was a street fight match, which means anybody at any point in time could have came out in the match. So the match was already done by the time Brock Lesnar was coming out to the stage.
That,
So that was a little
I would
bit
say
awkward for me.
that was
Like it
gonna
was like
that was gonna be my next little segue into it as we saw the return of Brock Lesnar into the match. Now, obviously, when we see Brock Lesnar there, that is telling us something that he's been cleared of his charges. I don't really think he's cleared of his charges. Man had a whole loss on his hand. Now he just comes
no, it's
back.
still
Do
pending.
you think? Do you think Brock Lesnar should have came back, or you think they should have kept Brock Lesnar on the shelf?
I don't
I
think
mean,
he
he
I
was
needed.
think
inevitable.
yeah,
He was going to come back anyway because he's a part of John Cena's story.
correct.
It would have
Yeah.
been inevitable. He would they had one of the biggest robberies in his career in John Cena's career. But could we
Mm.
have done without him? Probably. And then every time Brock Lesnar get kicked out somewhere else, he always come back to WWE. Every time somebody else don't want him or he do something messed up, it's like WWE ready to save a hoe. And I don't understand why they keep saving this hoe. And you out there with that man
Saber
bun
Brock.
looking like Sons of Anarchy, the bad edition. I don't know what's going on.
I did,
I get it.
honestly, it gave me hope that if Brock could come back, Vince is gonna come back. You know what I mean?
Now you
It
got
gave
two
me
old
hope.
men fighting.
No chance in hell. But he got
Right.
At this
Like,
point, they
Two
might as
certified
well let
and
Vince
pedophiles
come
coming back,
back.
but
yeah.
I mean,
Vince was
at the end
shitting
of
on
the
women.
day,
Okay.
she was getting shitted on for millions of dollars. So that's all we're gonna say. You know what I mean? That's all I'm gonna
And
say.
that
I
Was it right? No,
I
it
can't
wasn't
take
right.
anything
But at
from
the
a
end of the day,
man that
she
is
knew what
still
the
is defending Diddy about shitting on people. So I can't take anything from that from him. But that's just me on that standpoint. I think Vince coming
hold on,
back
hold
is
on,
a
hold,
no
hold, hold.
chance in
I'm gonna
hell
take it a step. I'm gonna take it
situation.
a step
No
further.
chance in hell.
Hold on, I'm gonna take it a step further. Again,
Hmm.
Ahmad, would you let
Yeah.
somebody piss on you for $2 million?
oh
No.
my god.
No. No.
Why do you keep
No.
asking this question?
Stop it. Get some help. It's not happening. Like, do you just want to get pissed on or something? Is that what
Okay.
you're telling us right now? Like, you want to get pissed on
All
or
right, no
something?
problem.
Is that
He
your
must want
fantasy
it.
right
He
now?
wants
Because you keep
somebody to
asking
offer
about it.
him $3 million
Stop
to
it.
pee on him.
Get
He
some
wants somebody to
help.
do it.
Get some fucking
Heavy
help on that
shitting
one.
on him.
He want
Jesus
to have his
Christ.
full R. Kelly golden shower experience. He want to have it. I wish I had two
No,
million
I
dollars for you, buddy,
But
just
yeah,
to help
but
you out.
but definitely though, Brock coming back to me was an amazing moment. Like that was unexpected. Out of anything that I thought was
It
gonna
was not
happen,
unexpected.
To
Oh, you
me,
mean
it
coming
was.
at
I was
SummerSlam?
shocked when his music hit. But Carlisle was
yeah.
talking about, oh, he coming back. I'm like, how the fuck do you know this?
Bugs out here fighting.
And the crazy thing is, I said that probably about a week ago. I
Yeah,
said
I was
Brock
like,
Lesnar's
I
gonna
ain't
come
paying
back,
no mind. I ain't respond when you.
and like the dirt
Oh,
sheets
sorry. I
didn't have
did.
nothing about it. Nobody had anything
Nope.
saying that he was gonna come. Nobody even thought of him because again,
Yeah,
that case is still going on. So
but you called it.
nobody thought about him.
That's why you the oracle.
I
Hey
mean,
man, I tried.
technically, if you think about it, they kind of set it up because, like, a week before, he was in the news for having being kicked out of Witchcom. So I don't know if WWE was just dropping fake news, but you did call it. So shout out to that because I didn't
Shout out to
expect to
that.
see him at SummerSlam. I didn't know he was going to come back, obviously, because again, it was inevitable. But now we just got two old men fighting for nothing. Like cause they would at least they would fight over the title. Now they fighting over what, glory or reputation or
I mean, he got to
a
put the
Nothing
good
gets
game
bigger
lawyer. I
life,
on.
don't
probably.
know. Like
I mean,
to get
One thing that we did for one thing we did forget about that a match we forgot about was Dominic Mysterio, Dirty Dom versus AJ Styles. I just want y'all a quick take on that one. What did y'all feel about that? And before I let y'all go into that, I do want to say shout out to them. They did have the Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio look from the 20 years ago of that match. So that was like a good little shout out to them in history and time for that. So I give them that. But what's your guys' takes on that?
I like to shout out to the Rey Mysterio and the Eddie Guerrero. I thought it was a good homage, paying homage to them. I personally enjoyed the setup for this match. I felt like AJ
yeah,
Styles trolling Dom was the funniest thing they've done in weeks. Like he trolled him for weeks, and it was always like the best way of trolling. Like he was always just right there out of eye view, giving him the cake or sweeping up the floor or being his doctor. Like so, I thought that was a good payoff. And I think people need to give Dirty Dom. I mean, I'm not a big Dirty Dom fan, but as a wrestler, my guy deserves some credit. I mean, he is a champion. He's been showing up both here and on the other side of things when it comes to the Spanish wrestling, like, and move
the Triple
wise,
A.
wrestling wise, my boy is getting up there. That move he did on the rope where he did the flip twist arm thing, I was like, okay, Dirty Dom, look at
Put
you
some respect on
taking
that
put
man's name.
some
Put some
respect
respect
on your
on Dirty
name.
Dom's name.
You know, the crazy thing is, I like Dirty Dom for the longest time now. Like, I didn't like him when he was with his father, but after they put him with the Judgment Day, he grew on me. You know, like you want to boo him so bad, but you gotta like him too.
It's
Like that's the
hard.
crazy thing about him. Like
Yeah,
the boy
yeah,
can wrestle though. You know, that's the
he
thing about him.
can. Hmm.
Like it's not like, oh, I'm living off my father. You know, it's just like he's really out there doing his thing, and he deserves everything he gets, man. Like when it comes to Dom, like he's a hell of a wrestler. Like shit, I might buy
Yeah,
a
Be a
Judgment Day
world
Yeah.
t-shirt
champion
now when
one
he gets
day.
to it.
He will be a
both his
world
daddies will
champion.
be happy. Both his
Ray,
daddies, they both happy.
Yeah,
The
both
one
his
in heaven
daddies.
and the one on earth.
Who's his poppy?
It's definitely Eddie, but I don't know what Ray Mysterio. I forgot what made Ray Mysterio look under that mask, but that boy look like Eddie. I don't care what nobody says. That
there
boy
was some
looked
truth.
like Eddie Guerrero.
There was some truth. There was some truth behind that storyline. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's what
well,
that was. It was. All right, so
100% some truth about that storyline. But before we jump into that, I want to say, what do you guys rate that SummerSlam pay per view out of 10? What would you guys give it?
8 out of 10.
yeah, I'm definitely would stand
yeah,
on that. That was an 8 out of 10. Like it was good enough. You know what I mean? Like it could have been better. Everything has room for improvement. But really, at this point, what else do we want to see from WWE? You know, that's how I'm starting to feel. Is
yeah.
like we rate them so often. It's like they're probably like, well, god damn, what more do you want from me? Like on Tyrese's voice. You know what I mean? Like, so I think they did their thing, man. Like that's just me on that.
They delivered.
I agree. I think 8 out of 10 is a fair rating. I personally think that maybe it didn't really necessarily need to be two nights. I get why they did it. I get the money wise, the revenue capitalizing off WrestleMania, but considering the match, I would have taken a one night, maybe a little bit longer. Considering the timing of each match, it could have been one night, maybe an hour and a half
Yeah,
longer, and would have got the same greatness out of it. I feel like two nights was a little bit
8 out of 10 is
exhausted.
8 out of 10 definitely is worth it. I would give it 8 out of 10 for that match too. We had some good matches, we had some down matches, we had some stuff that were like, could have been better, could have been worse, but 8 out of 10 was definitely what I give on that. Now jumping out of SummerSlam, we have Monday Night Raw, but we finally learned the name of this group that Seth Rollins been leading for weeks and weeks now. The Vision. What do you guys officially feel about that name? I think it's yeah.
Trash. It's
Yeah,
trash.
I think
And he
it's
could
a
have kept
it's
that
a
to himself. He could have worked on it a little bit better.
Vision for shout
I
outs to
think
the
that was
Shoe
like a
father. He was right about that shit, Amon.
He
Listen,
probably
I'm
thought
so
it was the
tired of
greatest
this
thing.
shoe
He
to
probably like,
follow.
I need to call it the vision. And I'm like, yeah, you sure do. The vision
I'm so
of
tired.
being
Oh my God. Like you
It's let me put it this way: it's not nothing out the ordinary. It's not the greatest, but it's not the worst. You know, because we all remember Pure Fusion Collection. You know what I mean? We all remember
okay.
that. So, so at the end of the
yikes.
day,
That was
nothing
a
could be worse than Pure Fusion Collection. You know,
yeah, that was a
PFC.
Gotcha.
You
terrible
know,
name.
so
I don't know why they went with that.
so, and ironically, everybody from that group got dropped, and one got hurt. You know what I mean? But yeah,
Drop like a
like
bad habit.
PFC. You know,
Speaking of things getting dropped like bad
Before you
habits,
continue, just the FYI, before you continue, my phone might die, so if I drop off, I'll drop back on. Just letting y'all know. I'm trying to
that's
find my
fair. That's fair.
charger.
Speaking of things that was dropped, really double that would double drop, double counted out. We got this Sheamus versus Rusev match. Even to a certain point where that match was done, they were still out there scrapping. What do you guys? I want your takes on that. Like, give
yeah.
me your hot takes.
Oh, I want to talk about this one. Oh, I want to talk about this one. I want to talk about this one. I am so fucking tired of them and this. Like, it's nothing they can do about that feud that's gonna make me fucking like it. You know what I mean? I don't care if they in the back fighting, they doing this in the corner, they running through here. I don't give a fuck about either one of them in that goddamn storyline.
Banger.
Now Sami Zayn in
Banger.
it, so
After banger.
no, he was fighting everywhere. Everybody was getting a piece of it.
It wasn't no banger. You know what I mean? It wasn't nothing. That match is terrible. Rusev need to go back to AEW. I'm so sick of him, his face, his move sets, everything. Sheamus need to take his old ass to the cemetery, you know what I mean, or go sit somewhere because I'm tired of all that shit. You know what I mean? Like I'm sick and sick and sick and tired of them. You know what I mean?
Banger
But
after banger after banger.
right. I'm tired of the bangers after bangers. Like, fuck that. You know what I mean? But what I'm going to go to while Mars getting himself together.
Get something together, Mom. We need you back, buddy.
ESPN inks a deal with WWE for the live premium events starting in 2026. WWE will secure $1.6 billion under this agreement. All the major PLEs will now be on ESPN's new app that actually launches in a few days.
But if you have Comcast like I
You
do,
have to pay.
then you got to pay $29.99.
Right. So $29.99. Is it a bad price? No, it's not a bad price because we know when we were young, you were paying $29.99,
Okay, in your house
$39.99. If it
was
was
$30,
WrestleMania,
$29.99 and your house. Then like WrestleMania shit was like $49.99. But like Peacock was great because the
right?
shit was free
Oh,
for
sorry
me.
about that, guys. I don't know what happened there. I had technical difficulties for a
Correct.
second. My
Like,
bad.
like Peacock. Like to me, Peacock was the thing, man. Like, and I
Yeah,
can't even say that. Let's go backwards. Remember that when the WWE Network started and it was $9.99.
$9.99.
That to me was groundbreaking at the time. Like I remember when people had to be like, I remember my uncle used to bring me the tapes because he would record it and bring me the tapes the next day. You know, because my mother wasn't paying $19.99 or $29.99 for it. So I feel like $29.99 a month is not bad, but at the end of the day, we're just spoiled of what we had.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
I
For
had
the
it for free
past
for 5
10
years with Peacock.
exactly. You know, so it's
So
just
sorry. Where do we get
so it's
left off there? Because I got booted.
so it's
They
just
did not
yeah,
like
we're
me.
just talking about the ESPN deal, and it's just like people are
I
upset,
hate it.
but it's like, but I feel like the new millennials are who are upset because in our mind, do we want to pay $29.99 after we've been paying $9.99 or free? No, but it still
I'm
gives
still
us
winning.
access to what we want. Yeah,
I'm still winning.
like right.
I
So
hate it. I absolutely hate it. Like, it's nice because if you have ESPN, you're still gonna get it, so it's not really too big of the world there, which makes it nice for that. But I hate it on the consider the fact of like you guys were saying, Peacock was everything that they needed right there. Like you didn't need anything bigger than Peacock or anything like that. You got all your PLEs there. People can still watch your SmackDowns, your Raw, especially your SmackDowns now, not Raw, because Raw's on Netflix now.
Right. Yeah.
But now it's kind of like one of those things where when we look at everything and we see it, you're like, are we serious right now? Like this is what we're gonna do for this? Like why are we doing this? Why are we taking it to ESPN? Why are we taking it to Raw now? Why are we taking it to Peacock still for SmackDown, which that's gonna go for 2029? But I feel like it shouldn't be that way. It should still be everything that being on Peacock is still being the PLEs on Peacock, and we still get Raw. We get Raw on Netflix, and it was working. It's working well, but it's just they wanted that money. That's TKO wanting that money back.
Yeah.
He get
It's
all the
like,
ball. They
like I
got
said,
Slim Jims on
they
the
were
table.
$3 billion in the hole. So if they really got this back and they got 1.6 bill, they're close
Mhm.
to getting out of the hole. It's just,
They are.
again, we look at it as a money grab, but realistically, it makes business sense because if you want to be legitimized in any sport that you're doing, you're going to go where sports are. And ESPN is where we watch sports. So at the end of the day, why, if wrestling is supposed to be real, if it's supposed to be a entertainment, why are we not watching on ESPN? Like
No, they
I
just
understand
bought
it.
the
It's just
NFL Network too. They just grabbing content for that thing.
right, and that's what it's all about, man. Like if you have a network, you need content, and the good thing
Yeah,
about WWE,
Uh-huh.
they're
they got a lot
365
of
days a
content.
year. You know what I mean?
Uh,
Yep, they just build content all day long. And yeah, we
so
talked about earlier about Karrion Cross got his new contract. So yeah,
mhm.
it's been a
they,
week
they
in WWE. And
it
Roman got his
definitely
shoe
has.
snatched again.
We got
That
the
shit,
tribal thief out here taking the Shula Falas and
that
everything like
shit gonna be
that.
the
But
biggest
then we
thing.
also
Watch what I
got
tell you,
to
bro.
can we can we please talk about the Xavier Woods hat? Like what is going on there? Him in that oversized hat, I think like that took up half production team's room, just that hat alone. That thing looked ridiculous. When Penta put it on, he looked like Yokozuna from Street Fighter, but that thing is ridiculous. Like, come on now.
Man,
Like,
it's the Mortal
let's be
Kombat
real.
hat. That's what I'm gonna call it. Like they're trying to be so different that it's turning people off. Like I get it. You're heels. You guys are the New Day, but you guys are not portraying it in a good way,
Ew,
in my
they
opinion.
sucks.
But New Day sucks.
100%.
They
Now,
they suck.
also going into that, we can go back into that match that Penta did defeat Grayson Waller in that match to Dominic Mysterio defeating Dragon Lee in a non-title match with the three El Grande Americanos coming out. And I'm gonna tell you, I don't care what
Oh,
anyone says.
remember they got the
I don't.
fourth one
I'm
now. What
sorry,
you
four.
did?
No, it's four.
You
I'm
missed the
sorry. I'm
fourth one.
sorry. You're right. It is four. I apologize. I'm over that. I am so over the El Grande Americano that I am at this point. If they bring another one, it's gonna be the El Grande and the Three Stooges. Like it's the dumbest thing they can do right now. I need them to stop with that storyline because it's not going anywhere.
I mean, I think it's a hilarious story, to be honest, because we all knew that Chad Gable was the original. And now that
Yes,
Chad Gable's hurt, his cousins are coming. You
they're
know what I mean? That's
they're
how I look
trying
at
to
it.
they're trying to
Like,
find.
it reminds me about, you might be too young, but it was a point where they had Doink the Clown, and Doink the Clown had multiple Doink
It
the
was
Clowns
Dink.
No,
on
It
I
his
was like
remember
roster.
Doink.
four of them. It was like four fucking clowns.
Yeah.
It was
You had
Doink,
Doink,
Dink,
you
and
had Dink.
Dink, and it was like two other ones.
Yeah. So I felt like that's the callback to that, is because we're like, hold up, which one is the real one? But the problem is with Doink the Clown and Dink the Clown, you could tell that they looked exactly the same. Like same
Mm-hmm.
height, same weight, same everything. The Americano story, they're not picking people who look alike. You know what I mean? So
You got one that's
Kaiser
over here
doesn't
like closer to 6,
You
yeah,
remember
and then you
Sin
Kaiser
got one
doesn't
Cara?
over there
It was
like
two
shorter than
different.
it.
Remember Sin Cara? It was like two different versions of Sin Cara. It was two different fucking people.
correct. And the crazy thing about it is apparently in Mexico that's the thing. Whereas in like example, Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio Jr., there was a Rey Mysterio before Rey Mysterio Jr., which was his uncle. But you would think because he's Rey Mysterio Jr., that would have been his father. But it was his uncle. So in Mexico, like Dom could turn around and be Rey Mysterio
The
something
third.
something, you know, the third or something later down the line if he wanted to. It's just the story,
It
man. Is just
Now, one thing I did enjoy from that Monday Night Raw that we got to see was Becky Lynch and that Nikki Bella statement segment. I
Oh, that
think
shit was when you
Becky
can't
Lynch,
see.
we got the yeah, we got the 2000, I want to say what, 2012, 2013 Becky Lynch. That was the man coming out, hitting her by saying, "Oh, we are the power couple." That was like you and your, but now you can't see him. And I'm like, yikes. That
That
really
that
shit
threw
was a
some
bomb.
that crowd
fire onto
reaction,
that one.
right?
That's
Like, I
that's gonna
mean,
turn into the oh
Becky the man. I don't care what nobody say. Like, I get the statement of
oh
the man
100%.
because she really is like she's elevating the
100%.
shit out of these women, man. Like,
Hmm.
100%.
I, I'm a Becky fan. I'm a Seth Rollins fan. I guess I'm just a fan of the friend. I mean, I'm a friend of the family. I guess you know what I mean. I don't know.
It takes me back to what Roman Reigns said, and yeah, of course I'm gonna bring Roman up in this one. It's gonna take me back to what Roman Reigns said to Seth Rollins one time when he was still the Universal Champion. He said, "If I want the mega hotline with a megastar, I would have chose your wife, not you." And just the way Becky talks on the mic, Becky does anything on the mic, you were like, man, she is the megastar in that fan. Like she's the man.
Bro, she's Becky Hogan. You feel me? Becky Hogan. You know, like that's what I give her, man. Like she she definitely has it, man.
Yeah, she is.
I would like to be a fly on the wall in their house because I feel like in
Mhm.
their house they talk shit to each other all day long in practice. Like I just feel like that's what they do all day because both of them are
Probably
so
100%.
quick. Like they're so quick with everything, so I feel like they just sit at home and just talk all day, talk shit. Like
Speaking of her husband, though, he did go against LA Knight for the World Heavyweight Championship. That fight did get cut off in the middle of that there with
yeah,
interference from CM Punk and Roman Reigns coming out. Now, ultimately, the Vision, which is still a shitty name for that group, being the ones that walk out on top. Now, what do you guys feel about that ending segment for it being on Raw? Like, did you think that it was great, could have been better, or it was just like it was there and it happened?
I thought it
how
was
many
pretty
weeks are we going to see
decent
the same thing?
because
I mean, it's
they
decent,
building
but
for
it's just like
Survivor Series. You know what? You know they're gonna be in War Games. You know that's what's gonna happen.
that is true.
Mhm.
I don't know. I guess to me, I think what my disconnect is starting to come is, and it's sad because now I feel like an old person at the age of 38 is people. I want it to be how it was. Like, I'm sorry. When I used to watch Raw as a child, it seemed like everybody was on that show. You know,
Mhm.
Yeah,
everybody had a chance to do something. Now I feel like I'm seeing the same people over and over and
just the
over and
same
over. But as a
rotation.
child, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't feel that as a kid. Like as a
It's like
kid,
missionary every night.
hey, you're like, you know
Yeah.
what I mean. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. But I'm just saying. But
Just
but
shit on bitches.
but yeah, right, exactly. You know what I mean. But
Oh
it's
God,
just,
let's not get that as a trending thing going.
but it's just that I'm tired of seeing the same. Like you got your ass whooped and took your shoes once. Then you got your ass whooped again and took your shoes again. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And then they tsunamied you so many times. Like how many times you gonna be a bitch? Like what I mean? Like
My biggest question is, where the fuck was Jay in all of this? Like, Jay could have easily came out and help with something, stop something. Jay was just not there. Where was
Jay was
Jay at?
like, Jay was like, y'all remember on Precious when she had sat there at the doctor's office and she was like, he told me to sit my fat ass down and shit. That's what Jay was. Jay was like,
Mm.
I sit my fat ass down.
Right. They
And
they
then,
fra-
Because
but
they gonna
what we did,
build for
what
Survivor Series.
I don't know if you guys saw though too at the end of the show that CM Punk and Roman Reigns were still getting chippy with each other at the end of that. CM Punk telling Roman Reigns, if you showed up on time, and Roman Reigns saying, "Look here, son, you don't know how this works or anything like that, you old bitch." Like what? Like I was like, oh, I don't know if they're going to be able to really work in Survivor Series because I think they're leading up to Clash of. the Clash of the Castle, where it's going to be a four-way
Clash of
match
Paris.
with
Yeah.
LA Knight, yeah, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, and CM Punk all going through that at the same in that same match.
I mean, that's a good match on paper, but I feel like I'm
But I feel like
just
we've seen that we kind of seen that. Besides with Seth Rollins, we had Randy Orton in that match.
correct. And I'm tired of, like we were saying earlier, like I'm tired of Punk not having his moment, man. Like
Mm.
y'all
It's
did him this
coming.
way
Watch, it's
at
coming.
y'all did him at SummerSlam that way. Y'all did him dirty in WrestleMania, whereas he cried about not having a WrestleMania match, being the main eventer. Y'all let him main event night one, but y'all only did it because of the two other names with it. He should have been able to do that with him and whoever else he wanted to, not in that three-way match there was. But I'm tired of the best in the world not being the best in the world, if that makes sense out here.
He gonna get it. He'll
Now,
watch. He'll get it.
now switching back gears, talking about SummerSlam a little bit. How did y'all feel about Cardi B being the event host of SummerSlam? Did y'all think that it was good? Did you think it was bad? Because if you listen to the words of Logan Paul as he wanted to say that, he came out and said that he has some broken ribs at SummerSlam, and not only that, but he kind of didn't like the fact that this celebrity outsiders were coming to WWE, especially Cardi B, and he said he vowed to eradicate them. What did y'all feel about having
How
Cardi
you
B
wanna
or even having
how you
more
gonna
celebrities here?
eradicate something that you are doing the same exact thing? Now, two, did they need Cardi B for SummerSlam? No.
No.
I felt like they should have involved her in something. Like,
Hmm.
if you look at the commercials, when the commercials first started running, maybe because Bianca messed up her finger, that's why Cardi wasn't involved. But I felt like her and
Mm.
Bianca was going to do something together at that point. But she came out for one night. She said something at the beginning, and that was it. Like, we saw her in the audience, but she didn't even say that. Like, how the guests normally will tell you the attendance number. They didn't even give her the opportunity to say the attendance number that night. So I just felt
They
like
just kept playing her
No,
song.
yeah, like
we
I felt
well
like
also.
I felt like they liked her, but then something happened and somebody was like, "We can't have this." You know what I mean?
I'm
Like,
I'm kind of glad you brought that up too about the attendance number and everything like that because we didn't really hear the attendance number for this SummerSlam all that much from Triple H. He
yes,
kept saying it was the biggest SummerSlam in history, but I feel like with him, he says everything's the biggest something in history.
so let me tell you this: when SummerSlam was here in Detroit, it was 73,000 people there. It was
Mhm.
53,000 people in MetLife Stadium. Only reason that was, if you look at it, was they cut off the back part where the stage was, because you can see
Mhm.
those
Yeah.
seats were empty and blocked off. So they could have had more people, but their thing is they're talking about it's the biggest because they're putting both night numbers together.
Yeah, you
If you
saying
look at 110,
113,000 people because you did combine nights. Remember, like last year we went to Cleveland, it was 50,000 people in there for real because they had like part of it topped off.
mm-hmm,
Hmm.
yeah. So it's like they always play that thing about it's the biggest. But this is what I'm realizing too. And back to Brock Lesnar, he's the reason why they did not have a post show this year. If you think about how
Yeah, they
every
cut out
time
the
there's
plus
a
shows.
match, they cut out the press show. I mean, the post show with the media because they didn't want that media to talk about him. That's what it
Yeah,
was.
they
You know what I
No,
mean?
they
100%.
let Triple H go up there and do a little talk or whatnot. It was like y'all went and Brock, but they didn't want because they. I don't think they need. I know he's a big part of John Cena's story, but you don't really need him.
You don't.
What do you want to do?
Brock,
You
Come in,
don't.
no,
suplex. You want suplex, F5 suplex. That's all he does.
I think Brock
He's the
being in it just takes away from everybody else.
Yeah.
he's the modern day Hulk Hogan. Remember how they used to bring Hulk Hogan back whenever they just felt like, we need this,
Yeah.
we need a pop. Let's bring Hulk Hogan. Brock Lesnar is the new Hulk Hogan. Like, yeah, it's just.
I ain't a Brock fan no more, so I don't really like,
I mean, shout out to
All
Brock.
right,
He
so
out here, he out here doing this thing.
the final boss.
all right, and speaking of final things, we bringing into the end of our segue. I would like to say, what are you guys' final thoughts on not just SummerSlam, but also from Friday night? on Monday Night Raw, and what do you guys think Friday night's going to be? Do you think it's going to be something bigger, something better, something worse? Like, I just want to get your guys' opinions on those as we run into our final countdown
So,
into it.
so Friday night SmackDown is going to have John Cena on it. So, he's going to go out there. He's going to say what he needs to say. I'm pretty sure Brock will probably show up, but don't do anything, because they have to build
Yeah.
that match. Now, where do they have that match is the question I'm having is, do you do it in Clash in Paris or do you wait until Survivor Series? Do you really have to build this match or is it going to be instant classic without being built? Me personally, I think they're going to run it. I think they're going to run it, until Survivor Series. But I'm just interested to see how often we see Brock against, is he going to make John Cena as a length hell? Or is it just going to be him non-existent until they need him again?
John Cena just came off to me one of the best matches of his entire career, and you want to pivot to Brock Lesnar, which that shit is going to be horrible.
No, 100%. The fact that you're going from John Cena having a great match to Brock Lesnar having a tear, going back to Brock Lesnar, which some kind of little boys is a pedophile, and kind of in a sense. I mean, I can't say pedophile, but it's more like shitting on bitches and getting shit on by letting bitches shit on them and be sitting there like, yeah, that's a nice bitch. That's a nice bitch. Some really strong bitches there. You're gonna pivot to that match. I don't think it's it's a way to really get to that in the nicer way possible. That match is going to be definitely a bummer. I don't want to see John Cena versus Brock Lesnar for like a sixth time. The last time I seen John Cena versus Brock Lesnar, John Cena got his head beat down and beat in. So hopefully Cena does win it. But at the same time, I'm kind of just not here for Brock. But also, I can't wait for this Friday to hear what Cena has to say about it. And also, do you guys think that we're going to get Cody out there to actually talk this time, or do you think Cody's just going to be hiding off in the sunset
No,
somewhere?
he won't come out. He gonna talk, and they gonna set up his next feud too. See, they got the Clash. Well, Clash in Paris is like 3 weeks away, so they gotta rush this for real because he has to fight somebody.
But who's his next feud gonna be? Who do you think?
Honestly, the only person I could see that they could have him feud with who doesn't make sense for him though is Drew McIntyre.
Yep.
Or
I was like, you know what?
Or what's the other guy? Damian Priest. That to me, there's nobody else on that roster, and unless you go to Jacob, and I don't think Jacob is at that stage yet in order to
not
go
yet.
against a champion.
They gotta slowly keep the one they doing with him. He's not and then Jacob's a face. You know what I mean? So he's not a heel anymore. He's a face.
Right, and you can't have two babyface fighting each other. It doesn't make sense.
No, I don't really think that. I think what you guys are saying is definitely the truth there. It doesn't make sense for that. Drew McIntyre probably is going to be the one to face, but I don't really want to see that. I just want to see someone else being there to go against Cody. But at the same time, again, I don't even want to see Cody as a champion. So we're going to see how this plays out and everything like that. We're going to see how this goes. Hopefully it goes good. Hopefully it goes great. If it doesn't, well, then we know the Cody crybabies are going to be there for it. They're going to be happy that Cody's champion again, but at the same time, I don't think Cody's ready to be champion. I think the only way Cody to me now is ready to be champion is when if he goes on a heel run. Like if this is like the heel run if we're getting Homelander Cody that we're still asking for, I would love it. But right now, I don't really see it happening. But we'll have to see how this goes. So until Friday, until we see that Friday come back to Sunday, I'm Ahmad. I'm gonna let CJ do the rest of the outros though, and we're gonna see how this plays out. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut Steve's thunder.
Right. So yeah, let's end this right now. So we're gonna pick it up again next week. Next week we'll have some special guests on the line with us also, and then we're also gonna recap, SmackDown and some other things that's going on that time. But I want people to think about right now is the question I'm gonna pose next week.
Mm-hmm.
I want who is your top 5 wrestlers of all time? I want to give people some time to really sit down and think about that. Top 5 wrestlers of all time. You know what I mean? So again, this is CJ, the Zone 18 podcast. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, and remember,